Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Power, Power Ghost. This is season 4, episode 2. Episode 4. Season 4, episode 4. I think it was a really good episode. I don't think I have much to talk about, but just how the episode flowed, but it was really good. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Also subscribe to my channel. You can also leave your comments below. Alright, so we start the episode with Monique, Tariq, and Kane. Tariq comes to Monet's house and basically says, so did you get the same text that I got about Diana doing what she did? And he said, yes. So were you the one that was shooting at me at some point? He said that I was. Tariq does say that I was going to shoot at you guys because there was a hit out on my mom, but I didn't do it. This was Drew and Diana's doing. And at this point, Kane was like, well, I don't trust him. And Tariq, but I understand where he's coming from. And Tariq says, you know what has to be done? And basically, you got to take out Drew and Diana. And Kane agrees with that. All right, so at the same point, it's time. Drew and Diana are in the getaway car, and Diana's like, you know what? We should just come clean and just tell her the truth as to why we even did it. Drew was like, are you out of your mind? Da, 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 da. And she'll never reason with us for doing this. Da, 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 da. We got to find some place safe to hide and all this good stuff. And blah, 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 blah. You know what? Drew has become a major disappointment. I was rooting for him seasons 1 and 2. 3, I was still rooting for him. And then towards the end of the season, I'm like, ugh. No, dude. Like, I thought, like, I didn't like Kane. I'm not saying I like Kane now more, but it's like, but Drew, to me, you going outside, in my opinion. So Tariq goes to the campus and he talks with Effie to see if he's seen or heard from Diana. She said no. Tariq ends up telling them about what Diana and Drew did. And Tariq was like, while she was telling the story, she was just kind of like, in a way, nonchalant, as if she knew that this was going on. And she said, that's not it. It's just that you really didn't think that these folks would try something with you like that. Like, you're too busy. There's no really loyalty to this game, da 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 da. We go back to Drew and Diana. They end up finding a motel. Drew and Diana's asking, what's next, da 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 da. He says, I don't know, but I am hungry right now. And Diana's like, what? You want to eat right now? Like, we got to figure a way how to get out of this mess, da, 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 or get out of town. He says that he's seen a Chinese store, a food place down the street, and that's what he wants. That's what he's going to do, going to go get. Diana let it slip that, Diana was like, no, you don't need to go out. You just need to put it on the bill. And Drew was like, this is not a hotel like Ritz-Carlton where you're ordering food and putting it on the bill. And then he finds out that Diana used money or account that was set up by Monet. Monet can track that down, and then boom, Monet is already at the motel, and she's trying to persuade the guy over the teller person to tell her what room that they are in. And he said a couple times, F off, F off. So at this point, Monet takes her gun and is clocking him and clocking him and clocking him. And finally, he tells her where they're at. At this point, Drew and Diana are already panicking because they know that there's a possibility that Monet's about to find them. They don't know that she's there, but I think at that point they ran out, but they tried to run out, but then Monet was at the door. And then she said, well, I guess it's not really easy for anyone to run anywhere when I'm footing the bill. So then, of course, Monet is like, why would you try to do this to me? Your own mother. And then Drew just gave it back to her. And Diana was like, no, don't say it. Why do you think that we were going to respect you after what you did to Poppy? You made us do all of this stuff when we told you over and over and over so many times that we didn't want to do this. And you made us. She said, we know who you are and we don't like it. What you did to Poppy, what you did to Gordo, that really shook me up. You never really cared about us. It was only about how selfish and how you wanted to be. And then Drew says that you are a B. So at that point, Monet is charging at Drew, but Diana ends up pushing her down. The two of them run out and get to their car. So they get to their car and driving off. Kane finally arrives and says, "Did you find them?" She's like, "Yeah, they're right there." I said, now for that, I was like, y'all some clowns. Kane, you didn't see all that going down? Like, that was stupid, in my opinion, that little scene. So he's shooting, and nothing really happens. As far as nobody got hit. We go to the police precinct. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no need for Carter. Michael Ealy's character, because what? So Tate's brother is down there and saying that I think I put something together as far as with Roman and Zion. Zion, who is the new Connect, and getting product for Tariq. He says that he could connect those two together with Tariq. And Tate, what is his name? Carter, he says, that sounds really good. And Tate's like, well, I can go on and do what I need to do with this whole Roman and Zion situation. Tate says, no, we're not going to go that route. We need to go head on to Tariq and Monet. And the plan is to talk to them and get them to try to turn on each other to see what they're going to actually say to us. And Tate was like, well, I think I really got something solid right here. So then Carter was just basically putting his eggplant on the table and saying, this is my task force. If you want to go do something on your own, go do that. But here, this is how things are going to be ran. So whatever. This is the next day. Drew and Diana, they're driving. And he says, we got to get some cash. We got to get some money. And then we can do what we need to do. And I think that we need to split up. And Diana was like, you really want us to split up right now? He said, it's just temporary. I got to figure out a way to get us cash, and then I will be on my way. Is there anywhere that we can drop you off at? And we're going to find out where she wants to go. So Tariq and Brayden reconnect for just a few minutes. Tariq is out for revenge, and they're trying to find Diana and Drew and all this good stuff. And Brayden's like, don't we need to get started on our own business and all this stuff? He's like, yeah, but right now I need to handle this first. So Tariq was like, why don't you handle what needs to be done here? It's weird. I can't just say Brayden is the brains of the company. Brayden is doing all the work to me to make sure it happens, as far as making it happen, in a way. Tariq, he's able to find the connects and make these deals. And Brayden actually comes up with the system at how to sell the drugs. He did that even with the last operation they did last season. So that's why I'm like, I can't say that Tariq is the brains only. Brayden's the brains only. It's like they have different ways of operating. And really, if we were talking business-wise, Brayden would own more of the patent if they actually had like a job name or whatever, a business name or something like that, because he actually designed everything, in my opinion. But y'all can let me know in the comments below. All right, so Monet and Carter. Carter comes by the house, and he's trying to say that I know it was you that destroyed Roman's van with the product in it, and she's saying no. And then he ends up saying that there was a man that was spotted that was fleeing from the incident of when you were shot. Then she's like, really? I didn't really know that. And he was looking at her face, and he was saying, well, it looks like you're surprised by this answer too, that it was really Tariq. So it was putting doubt in her head. Tate then goes to Tariq, and he was trying to question him, saying, we got an eyewitness saying that you were on the scene when Monet was shot, because he fits your description perfectly. And then he's like, what are you guys trying to do? Y'all are trying to put a target on my back. Are you saying this to Monet? Da, da, da. Basically, he said, I don't have time for all this. Bye. All right, so Davis goes and visits Noma. And Noma has called Davis over. And she said, you're probably surprised that I did call you so soon after just giving you a rain check. But she has something that she wants to do. She wants to set up a jet company here in America. But she needs a government contract. But she has no relationship with anyone within the States. I don't know why you're here. Your purpose is over. You were supposed to avenge your lover's death, and you didn't. Like, it's turned into something totally different. Like, okay. she asked Davis for a recommendation, and he points out to Noma Wiley Adams. Um, that would be the person to talk with, because first Noma said, I know that you have a connection or friends with Councilman Tate. And he says, no, that's not how it is. Da, 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 da. But he says that Wiley Adams is going to be at this charity banquet that's going to be happening like tomorrow or something to that nature. He gives a rundown on him, and then also his bodyguard, Kevin Grant. He's rough around the edges. He's kind of the gatekeeper. You have to get through him in order to get to Wiley. And David said, Noma was like, thank you for all the information. What will this cost me? And David said, we'll work it out. And then he was inviting himself, saying, hey, we can go to this thing together. And then she says, no, I have an escort already, blah, 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 blah. All right, so where Drew has dropped off Diana at is with Celine, the student teacher from last year. And basically, Diana kind of clears the air with Celine. Celine did feel like the family was pigeonholed in, where she wasn't able to do and be who she really was. And that's what he was encouraging her. Whatever you want to do in life, you can do it, blah, 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 blah. Then Diana breaks down. She said, I did something and I ended up effing up. And now I got to get out of town. But Celine says, you know what? You said that you need some help in this situation. You can go to my parents' home. They are on vacation. His parents' home is in Greenwich. Diana was like, no. And he said, yeah, you got to. You said that you needed this done. So he hands her the keys, and then she goes off to the house in Greenwich. Pinky is watching, as Tariq was the one that assigned Pinky to Diana. He ends up messaging Tariq saying this is where she, if possibly that's their pronouns. Assuming. So, Drew goes to this spot trying to see if he can get money there. Kane is there. They face off, and they have this confrontation of, basically, Drew was like, how come you're not mad like we are? And Kane said, as far as Monet killing Poppy, he says, well, I put things aside more for the family. You don't know how I actually process anything. The only thing that I've been mad is that as soon as Poppy got out of jail, he put you number 2, even though I've been here for the family all this time, blah, 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 blah. They end up wrestling, and then Drew ends up getting the gun. And Kane was like, shoot me. Drew struggles, but he couldn't do it. Okay, so then he runs off. Because Kane was like, I'm going to keep coming after you until I actually complete the job. So, yeah, because Drew was like, we keep giving her passes, da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so we're moving on to Brayden and his girlfriend. I don't know why Brayden did this, but he's still sniffing the drugs. And then he tells his girlfriend exactly how the operation is going to go. And the girlfriend's like, well, look, I won't say anything if you give me product off top. And Brayden was like, I don't think that Tariq is really going to be happy with all of that. I don't even know why you included Tariq in the conversation. I would have just said my partner, da-da-da-da. That's just my opinion on the whole matter, but y'all can let me know. I think Brayden is crazy because that was somewhat the thing that got them almost tripped up last year with that assistant at Brayden's father's company. Some stuff she figured out on her own, but then you confess, and then she found out all this other stuff, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. So, let's see. All right, Janet and Monet. Janet finally has a heart with Monet and saying, you know what? I used to think that Lorenzo was the blame for all of this, but it's really you. You didn't do right by your children. You can't even see that your daughter is pregnant. And she said, what? What is making you so blind to your own children? Like, you've lost it all. Let's see. Noma tells Kane that we're going to this charity event. Kane says, I'm kind of handling some family business, and it's still the thing of, you still join at the hip with your mom or mommy and all this good stuff. He's like, no, well, I need you here. They go to the event, and she says, work on Kevin. He's a little rough around the edges, and Kane was like me. Sure. Da-da-da-da. So he does his best work. He seems like a very ordinary ninja. They hash it up. Noma and the Wiley dude, they talk, and it looks like everything's a go. Then Kane gets a message saying that Drew is here at this spot, and then he has to go. He cuts off mid-sentence to Kevin and all that. So I guess everything's still fine with Noma. We never seen anything of where Kevin came in and tried to mess with Noma at all. Tariq arrives at Salim's house and basically makes him say what needed to be said of where Diana is. And basically, he said, you know, that was really easy after Salim confessed everything. Thank you for bitching up. Then Salim tries to struggle and grab the gun, and then Tariq had to take him out. And Tariq's frustrated, like, you could have just gave me the information and go. Whatever. All right, so next we see Monet. She's having a flashback with Drew. Drew was supposed to be doing something at his school that he told his mom over 2 weeks ago he was going to do. And Monet was like, F all that. We're not doing this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You need to do this. And it's always family first. So if you want to get off of just making the packaging, I'm going to teach you how to actually sell the product. And that's a lot more money for you. So they head up to this guy's house and they're about to drop off the product. This dude is acting weird, acting like Monet's being weird and all this good stuff. Well, he wasn't going to give up the money or whatever. He pulls out this gun, I think, on him and puts Monet in a corner. They struggle for a few minutes. The gun falls to the floor. Drew picks it up and ends up shooting and killing that dude. So that is his first pow-pow, and he's quite shell-shocked with it. Monet takes the gun and takes the money, and they get up out of there. When they get to the car, she's packing up the drugs. She's putting it in a secret compartment that's not in the actual bag at the moment. And then she sees Drew having a rough time. And she slaps him and says, get it together. You did what had to be done. It's a good job. Now get in the car. It's just how you raised them, Monet. Yeah, just like Janet said, you were awful to your children. Awful. You made them a part of this, and then you took any chance you could to keep them in line, just like a pimp does. You always beat on their self-esteem, and life doesn't get any better than what you have here. Because you've been provided this and all that. There's no need to go and do anything else outside of the drug business. Janet and Monet have another heart-to-heart. She said, you know, I don't ask questions about this family that I don't want to know. So I know that there's something going on deep with you guys, but you know what? You are their mother, and there's love there. It's never too late to fix whatever's going on. Love will bring you guys back from whatever has happened. Kane finds Drew. He's getting some money from the other hideout. I think it was like a bodega or something. And he's taking the money. They come face to face, and Kane's ready to shoot him. Then Monet calls Kane and tells him ceasefire. And Kane was like, you sure? And she's like, yes, now give Drew the phone. And Monet's like, I need to know where your sister is. I got to try to save her. Text me the message. Text me where she's at. So then, of course, him and Drew, they've been going at da-da-da-da-da. And Drew was like, even today, you did exactly what Monet said. You just had to be a mama's boy. So that triggered him, Kane, and he beats the crap out of Drew. And basically says, you know what? I may not be able to kill you, but you're dead to me. Get up out of the penthouse. I don't want anything to do with you. And I said, wow. Later on in the episode, you see Drew is packing up. And then he also said about being a part of Noma's business, that's over too. Tariq makes it to Salim's parents' home, where Diana is. Diana tries to run after he breaks into the house. And basically, you know, he got to do this. And she's begging for her life, like, I don't give a F. Why do I have to give a F about anything? Da, 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 da. Monet comes in and says, don't do this, Tariq. Diana's pregnant. And then Diana says, it's yours. Now, how do you know that? Now, it's convenient for you, Diana, even though you don't know it. Salim is dead. So, I don't know. It's like, I think Tariq and Diana, I don't know. No, because her and Salim did it a whole lot more than him and Diana did. So, I don't know about that. But y'all think this is Tariq's baby? And by Diana, of all people? That is so crazy. So Monet says, you know, I know that you were at the place and you were trying to kill me too. But I'm trying to save my family, so I want to call a truce right now in regards to at least this. Put your gun down, I'm putting my gun down too. Tariq puts his gun down. He's upset, and he walks out. Diana and Monet, they embrace. Monet says, "I'm sorry," and then Diana says, "I'm sorry too." Da 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 da. So there's some healing going on in the Tejada household on one end. Kane goes back to Noma, and he's completed what needs to be done with his family. And he says, "I'm not no mom's boy from that conversation we had earlier, and I'm my own man. I'm not even your man, or as far as being a part of the organization in that way." So then both him and Noma have sex. I really don't see the point in Noma being here at this point, but whatever. I think Noma's using Kane anyways, but whatever. So Brayden's at this concert with the group, the singers that has Brashawnria in it and Brayden's new girlfriend. And he basically gives Tariq a rundown when he arrives as to what's going on and how they're actually going to sell this and that. And they have this app and all this good stuff. And it helps to remain anonymous and all this good stuff. Tariq likes it and all that good stuff. They sit at the bar and Tariq notices Anya, which is Noma's daughter. And he flirts it up with her, buys her a drink and all that good stuff. That was the end of the episode. I said, oh Lord, what's going to happen? But hey, I won't say checkmate, but at least he was able to move another piece off the board, given the fact that he couldn't really get his revenge on the Tejadas. That's all I do have. Give me your comments below. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Also subscribe to my channel. And until the next one, peace.